Peaches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh my. Wow, well, that caramel looks really tempting.
You know, just about everything they have over at Peaches is good.
I don't get pizzas in there. I got a lot of pizza out. Probably up to
We've got pizza service.
better than Tasty.
Anybody else need a water?
It is.
I live in Ossian and we're trying to get our new Casey's and it's causing a really big dispute in town. Those who are in favor of bringing such a large, we have a marathon, so it's not that different, but
It hasn't hurt Waterloo at all.
Well, I can tell you this too, they support your community
do
a
that.
ton, like
Yeah.
donations.
Oh, that's
I
good to
mean,
know.
They actually have like donation days where if you round up, it goes back to that goes into like their donation fund.
Yeah.
So like those we had fires 2 Mondays ago and then we had fire last Monday.
Oh, no.
Casey's donated pizza to all the fire department.
Wow.
They bring stuff down there and drop it off all the time.
That's good.
They donate to like the schools and all of our events.
Wow.
Gotcha.
So they're a good asset
Yeah.
then for the community.
Yeah, they really are. I mean,
That's
So
good to know.
that's, there you go.
Yeah.
Go to a town hall meeting and tell them. what you
Yeah, no kidding.
I will come and speak on their behalf and be like, look, I'm all about the little guy too, but you know,
Yes.
sometimes the little guy can't,
Can't carry the team.
Yeah.
I get it because I'm a little guy.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we are live streaming,
Oh, okay.
but it's up to you guys whenever you're ready.
Up a little. I'm drinking water.
9:03. So we got Al, Cheryl, Jan, Russ is not here, John, me, Renee is not here, Dave is here, Mark is not here. And we have Jean and spell your name for me again, I'm sorry.
Alexis.
That's what I thought.
You got it.
Yep. Because the lady that I worked with yesterday is Alexia.
Oh,
So that's why I was like,
confusing.
okay. I know it's Lexus. Just want to make sure that I'm.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
Okay.
Train.
Everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Today. Oh. Never mind.
Okay. Great, because I have a lot to cover today. Yeah, today, the focus is the what and the where. I need this information to develop the survey. So I'm gonna kind of hit all your parts, what you got there now and where, and what you wanna see, brought out from the survey and from this plan. So the first, I didn't put all your goals on here, but I just wanted to reiterate your first goal that was determined was to provide opportunities to share information, receive feedback on the current park system and future park development to make informed decisions and establish a consensus with desired goals. So that's kind of going to be the focus of of our topics today. Also, the survey and the presentation, the first meetings are really instrumental in helping to determine and develop if you're going to need updated renderings. I know it was discussed that one that had the pickleball courts that Renee had mentioned in our emails was in like 2021. And so if and I wanted to see if that's a rendering that was to be used in meetings, or if that one was just kind of a,
So that was going to be the park, but since that was done, they've decided not to do the water park part of it, and
Yeah.
that was in that drawing.
yeah,
And then the way that things are placed have changed.
yeah. I
So-
noticed the monuments and
Yep.
more in the front than in
And the
the
parking
center.
lots are a little different design, so, and then,
Okay.
the dog park and their sidewalks and,
Okay. So anyway, we'll determine, if we need to get an updated rendering and whatnot based on what we find out from our discussions. And so the community survey, I've got a big list on the back of what you have and what your future wish list is. But before I get to that,
Mark?
we had kind of the strategies review. You would like to have an adult online survey as well as a paper option, focused on all the parks, and to really kind of further develop the Veterans Park, kind of a focus of further developing that. The children's, you would like to focus more on Hancock and Francis Thompson Park. I would like to, however, suggest that we at least question the children if they are attending Veterans Park to get more of an attendance overview on that and what amenities they use. So I would like to include that in the survey, just so we do have an idea of what age groups are using that park and get a little better idea of the usage. That's really important, so you can better gauge and analyze your park usage. So, I'd like to do the adult survey in summer, early fall. And the children's also, the school, as I mentioned in here, the summer events are kind of random and you have less control of who you're, surveying and that's one of the downfalls of doing them at events like that. The schools, you have a little more better control of who you're surveying, so you can get the specific information that you want out of certain age groups. So there's benefits to both. But I also, when we were reviewing your population trends, we saw some kind of alarming trends that's going on in town. And that's why I put this in the front here. You did have a population loss that was, what was it, over 100 that you lost in just since the 2000. Of course, we're looking at 24 current data, and that sometimes comes out mid-year. So we'll check that to see if there's any other changes with once they release 2025 data. But anyway, so there has been a decline, and so we wanted to see where the populations are declining and where they are increasing. And I thought that was important to point out because your population trends are transitioning quite a bit. And the one that was quite shocking was the under 5-year-olds. And it's kind of a trend that younger adults aren't having as many children, but to see such a drastic drop from 293 to 114, those are some things that we're going to need to consider as you're moving forward with your park development and where you want to center your focus, maybe, or, you know, on what things to have, but there again, the toddlers are such a huge, I know it was a lifesaver for me when my boys were little to have parks, and you want to make sure you've got ample opportunities, even though that population is shrinking. Another thing I noticed was your 35, right now your 35 to 44 age group is your most dominant age group at this point.
You're welcome.
Yeah, a significant increase there. So, you know, other things that we need to be looking at is that demographic being met with their needs and opportunities, you know, recreational opportunities in town. Some weren't much of a shift at all. Your 60 to 64, just minor variations, as well as your 65 to 74. A little bit of a drop in your 75 to 84. Yeah, so,
Where you hit that in this category.
yeah, so I just wanted you to see that because it does kind of help determine where you want to, you know.
Where did you get these figures?
This was all from the ACS, the census data that's out there right now. So
They don't do census very often.
they don't.
Every 4, 6.
If people even answer the census.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, they kind of use like your school enrollment and, you know, different things like that as well as,
Yeah, they're using a lot, and now that everything's online and, yeah, not sure all the different ways they're gathering the data, but they are updating that. As far as the adult survey, do you have any thoughts on knowing your community and your target populations here? When would be the most effective time to launch that? Because I'm going to start working on the survey, and I kind of like to know when. I know summer months are busy for young families because there's so many different sporting events and different things, but a quick online survey isn't going to be too time invasive. So I just, are you thinking July, August?
I would probably
You're saying
say
just to send
August
it, do this
survey.
surveys out. So school would have to be in session.
Yeah.
So in the summer months, a lot of people go to the lakes, they travel, they do
Mhm.
the things, right? So, but you know, at the beginning of August, people start thinking, okay, we need to get back, we need to start getting stuff ready for school.
Starts early now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I personally, I feel like August, you're probably gonna get more attention because they're already in the, we got to fill everything out mode.
Mhm. Okay, so we'll shoot for August to have it launched.
That's the online only or paper too?
We can, and that was another thing, I had the list of events that you had going on. I brought this with me so I could remember. I knew you had a Memorial Day thing going on at Veterans Park, but, you know, that, I kind of hate to, you know, that's kind of more of a solemn memorial, you know, and I didn't think that was a good time to try to have, and that when we weren't ready. I needed to extract more information before we were really ready for a survey. So I want to make sure we put
August sounds good.
August.
The school starts.
There is another event that's not on there that we kind of threw together. So that's on July 25th. It's our first volunteer expo that we're hosting. Park Board will have a booth there that day, and we'll have a cornhole tournament. You guys don't know that yet, but we're doing that. I've already got, my dad ran the Waterloo Cornhole for a while, and so he's volunteer. I've been voluntold that he's hosting a cornhole tournament on Park Board's behalf.
Okay.
So we'll have a booth set up that day. It's a Saturday.
in July.
July 25th.
Will that be over?
It'll be right here at the park, between the park, the depot, right here.
Okay,
Thompson.
So that's just food for thought. If you want to
Okay.
use that for
That
something.
would be another, that would be a good time to have paper.
We
Yeah.
have, Walmart's gonna donate, distribution centers donating like 200 hot dogs and hot dog buns. And so we'll have like free food for the first 200 people. I'm not anticipating that many, but free stuff brings people, so.
Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah, it's also kind of advantageous to do a workshop or something. If everybody's in town, you could maybe do, but
We're doing
I
that,
think that might be a lot to throw into the mix. If we do a paper survey, I think we can, it's just,
well, in
if-
June, we have the Summerfest too. So, but that's, I don't know if that's
June 19th.
too soon.
yeah.
Park Board typically doesn't have a booth, but Main Street has a booth, so, that's where you can go buy tickets and,
Our next meeting, I would like to kind of, I'll bring samples of the survey that I'm putting together so that might be too early for June because our meeting, what time was the June 19th? Yeah. For me,
nope, that's fine.
it might be doable with an earlier meeting, but I think July you probably have a better response rate. But I first want to make sure we have really good surveys put together and that it's vetted well with the board before putting something out there. I think we need to be all on the same page of what's asked and make sure we know what exactly we need to be. It's people's time is valuable to them, so I want to make it the best shot.
Do we still do the lunch in the park thing? We still do that, right?
Yeah, that'll be the 19th.
So,
We
that
talked last
is-
We're
time
kind
about-
of combining the two.
Yeah.
That you said that was lunch at the park was,
is that
June
June?
19th.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
so there might be more kids at the lunch in the park deal,
We get
possibly.
mostly factories and businesses at the
Yeah.
lunch in the park.
But I know that's kind of a short window.
yeah.
I just was trying to think of all the things.
What about the link? Isn't there something in October?
There's a treats before dark and a fall festival, it
Fall
says.
festival.
And that might be another good.
We have that auction.
Yeah.
Plant versus-
And we do have a lot of kids come to that. Well, last year it was kind of windy, but I mean, we still had a good turnout though.
Yeah, because there's a free s'more bar, that really gets kids, there's lots of kids games.
We're definitely doing the
festivals.
donut thing again.
That
That was
might be a good
awesome.
opportunity. Okay, that's good to know. And maybe that's one where we could do the sign with the, have signs out with the QR code to have it done online. So we can determine that once we get the surveys put
I might
together.
could have like a tablet or something out there too for people if they want to do
Oh.
it that way.
Wow, yeah, technology's opened some new opportunities in that realm, so. But
Set my laptop out there or whatever,
now that we have everybody here, I spoke to DNR concerning another project just last Friday. And I got some information that I think everybody needs to be aware of. But he said there's been a lot of budget cuts and things going on right now. And I don't know if you saw the DNR update. What he told me is they're going to stagger when they're going to open the LWCF for grant rounds. And they're going to be even years for grant rounds. Odd years are going to be because they had some major storms in some of their bigger parks, and they're going to kind of focus on storm damage and DNR park issues on the odd years. So that would mean basically that you wouldn't be able to, even with an approved plan in 2027, you wouldn't be able to actually apply until 2028, until further notice. He goes, I don't see it changing anytime soon, but we're just, And she said, plus they've cut their grant staff in half. So that's created some challenges for the grant staff, and they're all, he pretty much said, a lot of our guys are drinking, you know, or crying in their beer right now because
Right.
there's been so many.
It's a grind.
They were just crying in their beer. He said because they've really kind of just rattled their whole program. So I just wanted to let you know that with your thoughts of doing LW7, the earliest would be 2028 before you could apply for LWCF funding.
Yeah, I kind of read something about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't put a lot out there, but I just wanted you to be aware of that. I mean, it really, he said with projects like yours, we're not really tied to that timeline unless you really wanted to be eligible in 2027
Okay.
or planning projects. So we're not as tied to that deadline now because of
The
we
delay.
have more
in the-
the flexibility. I just wanted to make that, you aware of that, so we'll factor that into planning, you know.
Yep.
But, yeah, I wanted the focus of our time to be on the back pages here. I took what we have, and this is where they, did everyone get, did you get these? Okay. Okay. This is what I have taken at the top, what we had in the, for each part, what you had available the last park plan back in 2017 is when, I think that when the inventory was all evaluated at that point. And I know that in the action plan, there were some things mentioned, painted bathroom, ADA mulch, update the bandstand, the bell tower repairs, and ADA stable routes and parking extension. And so I wanted you to review this and confirm if these things were done from the old action plan, and then assess what your future wish list is going to be. This is very, you know, throw in the kitchen sink type of wish list for that park. And the horseshoes. I know the last park plan, we talked about removing the horseshoes because they weren't being utilized. Are the horseshoes still there?
There's still one.
Just one.
There's one set, okay,
Yeah, one was good enough to keep, so they decided to keep one.
one horseshoe.
Which is good. I like horseshoes, but
Yeah, we took 3 of them out, because there wasn't a lot of people using them, but there were some people who were on.
Okay,
Bathrooms were painted.
they, bathrooms were painted.
2021. Avery that did it.
Mulch was done years ago, but it's needs updated again.
Okay, so that would need to be mulched in.
Yes, and then ADA, have you heard of the sidewalks in the park?
Yeah, that was one of the things that we had was kind of like, because there were no, we discussed the park, it was kind of a moat because there was like a lane leading up to it, but it was grassy.
Yes,
So people have, anybody in a wheelchair would, or, you know.
yes, so we have,
mobility device.
veterans is pretty much done.
Yeah,
So we got the doors there. And then Francis Thompson, the call is put in, they didn't vote to have them put in, they just haven't come to put in for Francis or Pancake.
okay,
So there will-
Actually in town, so I don't know if they're gonna be doing it soon. I haven't talked to them about sidewalks.
okay, okay.
so there will be an ADA ramp for here.
Okay, so that is still planned.
Updated bandstand, I wouldn't say updated, but volunteers from the fire department painted it, power washed it, cleaned it, so what we do have does look really well.
Okay,
So, but I know there's been talks of updating and getting a new one possibly. I guess updated, yes, it is. It's working and functioning, like I said, a few of them at the fire station, mainly Horse and Ground.
And me.
Power washed it, painted it, and it looks well, and they've been using it.
Yeah, we've used it the last 3 summers.
bring my canopy up
The
and
bell tower was done.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
bell tower and chimney were both done
What year was that? That wasn't much.
5-6 years ago.
I thought you said 6-7.
That was about
5, 6, 7.
Nice 7.
It was before I.
When he
was
said that yesterday, I was like, he's like, stop.
I don't remember that. Who?
I don't want to say you were here.
Oh, that feller?
Jeremy Cook did.
The,
Yeah,
that,
no,
No, he didn't.
different feller.
that was not.
Another question I had about the park, I know it was rebuilt, well, a big portion of it was rebuilt back in 2015, I believe.
15, 16?
Yeah, it was what is, as far as inspections, because it's been over 10 years now since that was built, so,
Usually there's a weekly or bi-weekly from one of us, sitting in there doing it.
okay.
If it's slide, usually I say mark go down the slide, you go down the slide.
Make sure it still works.
So that's a structural check, huh?
Yes.
We also use it, believe it or not, for fire training. So if it holds us in our gear, we use it for like confined space training and all
I
different.
remember that, didn't you have you had like a big ball or thing that they.
That's water ball, and that's
Yeah,
on
but they
the
would
east side. But no, we actually put our gear on. We go through the playground equipment
Oh,
in those
wow.
small areas and work our way through it. And that's a
Wow.
lot of weight. And if it, I would say it's structurally sound if it holds all of us.
Okay, so as far as it appears that there's no structural integrity loss or
Uh-uh.
anything.
You get Hubbard and Brandon up there if they hold in.
Oh, we do. Hubbard grumbles about it, but
Do we have a drinking fountain in Knoxville? That
Yes.
people can use outside
No.
the shelter.
No, not
outside
outside.
the main.
We got one inside.
Don't we have one we can put there?
that's going to Veterans Park.
That's the one I bought for the little dogs to drink.
Oh, did I?
Fancy one.
So there's no drinking fountain listed on here?
Well.
Oh, yeah, there was
It
just.
is.
It's inside.
Inside the fence.
It's inside the
Outside.
Inside the fence, okay.
It's by the pavilion.
That would be good, though, wouldn't it? Or not?
Possibly, but
Well, they'd have to take a hacksaw to, have a fountain.
I mean, we have fountains outside of fenced areas and other areas that they don't. I think more of that would be a plumbing,
We have.
because it would have to be close enough to where the plumbing
Plus
is.
would be an issue.
You can't, it would cost a lot to just plop it right in the middle of the park.
Probably. I just.
So is that for the survey, as far as your wish list, should we put more water fountains just as a general, just to see
Just to see.
if
Our-
water fountains?
Also, if we could do a survey on the pavilion use if we were to get it enclosed. Because I know that that's one of our goals.
At least, what, 3 sides and a roof type of thing?
Well, I wanted to show John something that I came across. It's a whole system that's makes it like almost seals it up, and it's not wood, so it wouldn't be as heavy to prop up. It's like a clear vinyl type deal that you pull down and it literally like clips like RV tarps kind of. But I was going to show you guys, I came across that and see your interest in it. And it has like the Velcro strips. So when it goes down, it would like Velcro the sides and then it clips. So that way the wind wouldn't catch it and blow them. But
And you can do that on the ground? Not a squirrel, since it's ground.
no.
the pavilion,
Oh, pavilion.
yeah.
The stage used to have some fancy.
There was one somewhere. I just don't know where it went and nobody can find it. But we could also see if
Okay.
do you want to find out about a
My
bandstand?
lanyard got stuck.
I think for now, what do you want to work, if we're gonna keep it? Then, yeah, we might want to explore the pool, we're gonna get a different.
Yeah, I just have to put it.
Do you want? I mean, I guess we could do both.
But yeah, it sticks out where it doesn't.
Yeah.
we were just discussing, is there a way that we could maybe find out people's opinions on getting a new bandstand or updating and continuing to use the one that we have?
New bandstand, yeah, we can certainly ask that, or update pavilion.
Or update the,
We
Current
have a rendering
bandstand.
For the one, we had that, Brittany, you should have that in your email, the rendering we got for a new bandstand from Dan Ernst. But he put in stadium seating.
right,
And were
We
like,
don't
"No
have stadium
seating. We can have lawn chairs.
who is that from? Dan?
Dan Ernst from Fruit Source,
Is that with a U?
EARNST.
E-N. Got it.
Well, I know from your strategic plan, creating a new venue was one of the things that came out of that strategic plan, so you have to kind of check that box and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I will look and see if I can find it.
Yeah, we can definitely, we'll ask one of the questions, new bandstand or update?
Probably 2022, or 2023.
You guys still have sealer for the playground? It's starting to get one
I
now.
don't know if it's any good. I've been here for a while.
And it's really needs
I've
to
been
be
here
here.
since really far.
I watched it for a long time ago.
You did that for 5-6 years. Although we paid somebody to do it the last time. Oh, we had a company come in.
Then I must have done it before that.
Yeah.
I think you had, they had carriers, people painting it. If you sealer, the wood.
New sealer on, I missed the first part of that, new sealer on what?
The wood part. So we replaced the other part of the part.
Yeah, and you have the portion that was
The children's look
the
good.
top of,
Yeah.
okay. So upgrades to the toddler part. Wish list? Yeah, upgrades to toddler park. Now, I'm curious, I remember from the last plan, the bathrooms were not open, only when the pavilion was open, and rentals were going on. So, has there been any discussion on ever having a porta potty or anything out there? Is that?
That would get tipped over.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they do a special event or a big event, then a lot of times they call and have a probably throw in just for that event.
Okay.
Does you have one generally open at any time?
We'll be picking up cleaning
It
it
would
all.
probably be decorated frequently.
Yeah, I've heard this from many, planning, they've all.
If not, toilet broken off or whatever.
Do you have security cameras at your park now? Okay, I thought
We
you did.
do.
I need to add
They
that.
need to be upgraded because they're not very definite. We try to focus.
Okay, so security camera,
No, I don't care.
camera upgrades. Okay, yeah, and I don't think I have the security cameras on there.
They just did that,
The trees.
the update.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
they updated the flash drive part of it, not the camera.
Okay. Now, were there any, of the toddler parks, since that is older, were there any of the activities out there, the spring walkers, any of the smaller swings, were any of those needing upgrades that you're aware of?
Something broke, what was it?
No, we're getting a new tire swing.
The
not so far.
Yeah, that's okay.
We took, there was a toy clock. But no matter how you did it, the kids would play with it and they would spin it loose and the arms would fall on the ground. So the arms are down in the shop. We haven't put them back up for years because they just come in every weekend and land on the ground.
Okay. One of my questions for you too is, I know autism is becoming a growing problem.
That was
and-
gonna be my question for Pancup Park.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I know where you're going with that.
I was just wondering if that's.
Because
been
it's further
discussed.
away from the train, so I was gonna bring that up
Yeah.
when we got to Pancup Park.
That's an awesome, okay, yeah, because the overstimulation is harder for.
The vibration from the trains, the
Yeah.
whole thing, so that's why I was gonna bring that up to
that.
maybe,
Okay. Okay, yeah, I know that's, more and more parents are needing better outlets.
there's
for-
not any around here.
Yeah, so that definitely, we'll put that on Hancock, since we've already,
So, anyway, what we're talking about, for those of you that don't know, sensory parks for handicapped children, they have like platforms where people can actually, that like kids, or handicapped adults can actually put their wheelchair on and swing. Different sensory things, as far as like the texture of things are a little different, so they don't get that static feeling. Yeah, it's just a whole different park, but you don't necessarily want it like in this park where it's close to the trains, because a lot of times sounds
Mhm.
tend to bother them. So that's why I was, kind of thinking through things. And if Veterans Park's going to be our adult quiet park, this is our loud and rowdy park. To bring something to Pancup Park, I think I was kind of thinking that maybe like a sensory area for those, and it's all flat out there. It's not down in a swale.
Yeah, you're right.
It's already fenced.
Mhm.
So
That does
I
make
just
a lot of
thought that
sense.
maybe that's something
So
that
it
we
would
could,
be a pickup is big enough to put in, like how big of an area would be sensory area?
it's however big you want to make it, really, but it's already fenced in, which makes it a safer park for children with sensory issues. Because, when it's children with autism or Asperger's or Down syndrome, they tend to run. They're runners. They're a runner, they're a track star. So, especially if they get panicked or excited, because a lot of times they can't verbally express themselves, so their body just runs. A lot of things that I've noticed is like the sensory swings, which they're like giant eggs, and they can actually set in them, and it's compression fitting, so that really helps.
I know,
Spinning,
So you would
A lot of
add
spinning
individual
things.
equipment, you're saying,
yeah,
versus making a, I don't know, cement slab and putting stuff on it?
what would be, it would be rubber mulch, the ADA rubber mulch, but
But not if you're gonna get wheelchairs on it.
well, you would have paths, right? So you have paths to these different things, but you can't have it all concrete, because if somebody falls down and goes boom on the concrete, so that's why you tend to have like paths. So actually, if you wanted to, we could go down to the elementary school and you can see their rubber mulch. You can take a wheelchair across it. It's
compacted, yeah.
That's what I found.
you about lost an eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they put the mulch down, they compact it, and then they put the sealant on top of it. And
That's what we have.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
so, I mean, you can
Okay, so that
put,
would work, yeah, to do that again. Put a smaller area. But it'd be nice, that would water would be advertised.
people would come to a sensory park with their children.
Absolutely.
And Waterloo Elementary, it has, that's where our special needs, Down syndrome, autism, Waterloo Elementary is that school for our district.
Oh,
And the thing is with school parks, they're not available
All the time.
all the time. And
They used to be, but they're not anymore.
yeah, and that's why I was asking about that, because I know we had a project in Monroeville that was done recently, and they added a sensory park. And some of the feedback from those parents with autism were saying, this has been a lifesaver. So that's why I thought I'd mention that, because I didn't think you had anything really specific, the sensory or the,
Well, and what's nice about that too is we could do like a sensory closet almost and put like a pin code on it. And for those parents or whoever that actually have children that have sensory, they can call, get the code to the door, you can open it, and they can have access to headphones. They can have access to those like weighted vests, different things that you can put in that sensory closet. But obviously you keep it locked up. You just put the note on the door to access whatever. You call this number, you get the PIN code to the door,
okay.
and then you can kind of track who is in and out of it
Have a little
and
more-
keeping things safe
Yeah. Okay.
and accessible, right? Because you don't want to have that and then, sorry, you can't get to it. Here it is. It's like, here's a candy bar, but you can't eat it. So
Okay, I hadn't heard about that component of doing that, but that's, okay. Well, I didn't want to leave Francis Thompson without any other features that we should discuss as potential amenities to be added out there that you've been looking into or that's been brought up from what your communities have expressed.
So much investment, it seems like I have not thought about maybe adding or outside the sidewalks for the handicap.
Yeah, and I think that
That was the only thing, and then the shelter.
the shelter. Okay, all right.
Well,
That's a good start.
I guess, so where your basketball court is, if you,
Sad. I mean, it really is sad that we only have one court.
well, so
Oh, so the school took down their basketball?
And you
they have
can't-
bocce ball now, and
And you can't get onto the property in the summer, so the kids are pretty well.
Is that, is there enough room to put a second court?
well, that's what I was gonna ask. I didn't know if you wanted to expand that court, move it down towards the park, and then you could expand your parking there and add it on to what's currently next to the fire station. And then you'd have more parking for your events, because they could park back there in that corner.
Yeah, I had thought about adding a mill, talked about closing a pavilion in, adding sidewalks, pickleball courts.
Yeah, we never really talked about adding one, but it just seems like it'd be nice to have.
Years ago, it was discussed a little bit with moving it,
Right.
making it the correct size, maybe adding a second one. But then it all depended what they were gonna do with the fire station, whether they were gonna expand onto that fire station or build a new fire station. So the stage and the moving of the basketball court all kind of got dropped until the fire department issue was addressed.
And has that been addressed?
Negative.
Okay. So it's still kind
So
of.
that's kind of.
Just keeps getting
basketball
swept under the rug and
Okay, but
put on the back burner.
so possibly, maybe, should we add a question about expanding the basketball courts, just so you know if that's something that would be
There
used?
for a while.
Because, yeah, that was one of the discussions we had, was that it gets used, and if we're gonna expand the fire department, we could relocate it, make it bigger, because it's not even a normal sized basketball court.
I didn't think it was regulation.
It's not.
But then I think we'd also at one point talked about the pickleball courts at Veterans Park,
Could be basketball also.
they can be dual, they're putting those
I've
in.
heard that you can stripe it for both.
Yeah, you can strike it for both.
Mhm.
But if you put basketball down there, it's not gonna be a quiet park.
No, you need to have it down here.
Yeah,
for pickleball.
And have pickleball down here too.
'Cause that's getting real popular.
yeah, it is.
And, yeah, that would be good if we could do that, make pickleball basketball.
Yeah, take that one and
And instead of,
increase
like,
it.
I don't know, like you said, on parking and all that down there.
And then we're not spraying children when we play water ball.
Or it's actually hilarious.
It happens. My kids love it. My old bus kids, they'll be over playing and I'll take the hose and psh, hey, but
Well, that's on the wish list. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll assemble what's on here and I'll start emailing the group more and just have them check it. And if there's anything else that you think of, because if you're like me, I think it's something half hour after the meeting's over that I forgot. So I'll send out kind of a highlighted list of what was expressed, mentioned. Now for Veterans Park, I know you're talking about the pickleball courts there because it's a quieter, sport. Was there,
Dave just had to take a call.
okay, was there anything else, from what you've experienced with the new park? I've been really curious to what has been the response, and we're definitely going to ask a lot of, questions about what they like and, to kind of rate the park and what they like and give them the option to say what, well, for the adults, what else would you like to see?
I know that Dave was talking to someone about putting a butterfly brothel out there.
I haven't heard that term, but I like it.
A butterfly brothel.
I've not heard of but it's a butterfly
monarchs.
garden?
Mhm.
Oh, that.
It's not, kind of a garden.
Uh-huh.
Because the town insect is monarch. So,
I love that.
and that would go kind of,
And that would definitely fit with the theme of a quiet, relaxing park.
and having trails through there.
Oh.
Because we just planted 20, how many trees did we, 20? 20?
Yeah.
20, we just
20
planted
is what
20
was
trees.
listed At the last meeting.
Some of them didn't make it. I didn't think they would.
Oh.
I
20
thought the
trees
bunnies were
planted.
probably gonna eat them off and, because they were just like 30
The little
inch.
starters.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at least we've gotten rain. I mean, some places are so dry, it's hard to start anything.
Yeah, disc golf,
Disc
there,
golf
which is
is
quieter,
like-
it's like pickleball,
Pickleball,
basketball down here,
basketball down here.
and not even.
It's
Okay, so disc golf at,
veterans.
Because it's quieter.
and
And
then
we have talked about making a big path,
pickleball
a paved path around that too, so that it's
Basketball.
with basketball. That sounds like a good option too, especially I don't know if pickleball is as noisy as basketball, I don't know.
I've never played pickleball. I've only played
It's
cornhole. I'm
noisy
not very
and
good at it.
wide,
Yeah,
but
they
that
did,
doesn't mean it will be outside.
Yeah,
they did get it.
It's not as loud.
it's not as loud, okay.
It's like basketball probably, just to help all those people.
But it would be the middle-aged people playing pickleball.
Mhm.
Not so
Well, if it's loud, it's
old
only for a
timers
short
like we're out
time
there.
because I don't play as hard as I
Old-timers
used
are
to.
welcome.
You played it before?
My kids have played it and they like it too, and they're, yeah, I consider them young adults still, but.
Sad.
Now, parking spaces, do you know how many parking spaces were added out at Veterans? I didn't have, and I'm gonna go take pictures after a meeting so I can count them.
Design got different.
I don't know how easy it's gonna be for you to get there to take pictures after the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They're paving and milling.
Right there.
Oh, okay, well, I can find another day.
Well, she can park at the water department and walk.
That's true.
If you go off of Walnut Street and park in the water department,
Oh,
and then there's sidewalks you can walk.
okay, as long as they don't get upset that I'm there.
Nah, you just
Okay.
don't park in front of their doors.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. Okay, yeah, I was online looking at it and I could count how many receptacles. I love this new street view.
I think it's two, it was supposed to be 25.
20-ish.
Like you said. But then the diagram changed.
Yeah.
So I think we have 20 for sure.
Okay, I'll
I
count
would
it.
say 20 plus. Here's the- Right on
No,
looked like 4 benches around the pond, 4 around the memorial.
Yep.
And you had a little pavilion with one, it looked like one
There's a picnic table,
picnic.
and that's
table.
got the end of it for access, handicap accessible on the end.
Oh, okay, so,
A little bit,
So that's why it's an extra long picnic table, because you got regular seating,
I would
and then
say
the
it's
other
more
end
like
doesn't have
just
benches.
parents watching
Yeah.
their kids
so they have to
play.
turn radius.
Yep.
Okay, and at the dog park, how is operating? I know we've had some people that are hesitant of dog parks because of liability. Have you run into any issues with dog park?
Just people throwing their beer cans in the poop box.
Oh, yeah, efficiency.
The maintenance of the poopy?
No, they pick up after themselves great. They just
Okay.
also throw their beer cans in with the dog poop,
Okay, so there is a little added, maintenance for you guys.
so.
Is that something you have to clean weekly or monthly or what?
You empty the trash once a week down there, right? At the dog park?
Dog park,
Oh, yeah,
What?
we take out.
it is weekly, okay, so you do,
People are still using it, right? A lot of people are still using it,
Yeah,
Using
the
what?
dog park.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you miss a week, that dog trash will be clear full.
how many receptacles are out at the dog park? That was something I didn't
For
have.
trash.
Yeah, or,
Poop specific.
yeah, or what receptacles, things, yeah,
There's one for poop specific.
okay.
We need to get a trash can out there. Like you said, their beer cans.
Yeah, that might be a good idea if they're throwing it in with the, okay.
Put another trash can.
Which we got that new. That's bad, it's starting gate now. That's big enough to put a trash can right next to it on concrete.
But you were still wanting, I know there's the perimeter trail around the pond, you're still wanting to do
We still have talked about
a walking trail up there. Because that was one of your top ones. Okay. So add, paved trails. Yeah, I didn't know, I'm gonna have our guys, when they do the map, check your, how much, if it's a quarter mile, I doubt it. As far as the trail, or between the walking area and the walking trail around the pond, if you knew how much that.
Is it you that says 10 laps or 11 laps is a mile around that pond?
I don't remember now.
Seems like somebody
I
said,
thought it was you that said that. I tell everybody James said.
oh, well, give me credit for what I remember.
Yeah, I figured it,
Somebody told me that.
around a quarter, or just under a quarter of a mile. I'll have it
I
back.
get dizzy.
But yes, you would like more trails
Yeah.
if possible. So right now we've got disc golf, possibly more trails, more trees. Do you think more trees are something that you're looking at? If you,
I haven't noticed.
Or
Should you
shrubbery.
plant trees down
we
there?
planted 20, and would you say
Yeah.
like 12 of them or
At Veterans?
Yeah.
There's how many trees that were newly planted?
20?
Plenty.
Yes,
I'll have to see it when I go see it.
but there's only
Yeah, a lot of
12.
leaves in the pond.
There's only 12 or so left, you said?
I don't know the exact number.
Maybe 12 left.
Because they were only starter trees, so they were only
Oh,
30-inch trees, but there was white oak.
did they all make it? Have they all made it so
No,
far?
it was the little,
saplings.
this is like 6 inches.
How big they are.
Well, they were, she said they were the 30-inch starter trees,
If you count the roots.
probably,
Might be there.
yeah.
I'll have to
But
see
there
where-
was pine trees, white oak, white.
And where are they? Back by the sledding hill on the backside?
You'll see a bunch of little white flags.
Oh, I'll have to look. I haven't been down.
The white flags are bigger.
It kind of like divides the property between the park and Fellers, and then kind of goes
Okay.
back.
Yeah, now I can visualize that. Okay.
And then there's one up by the bench.
Well, that was trees.
I don't know if it made it.
I'll have to look.
Are you finding that you with the benches that you've added around the trails and everything, are you finding that you have ample seating space for people out at the pond and,
I would say so because it's not a real used park besides like the dog park and people just walk in or fishing
There's
every
people
now and then.
on all the time.
Well, that's why I said fishing and stuff, but I
So
mean like,
it sounds like if they use a lot.
Over the weekend, there's probably 20 people there.
well, it was prom too, so they were taking pictures.
Well, I mean just fishing. But yeah, they've been taking prom pictures, but it's very heavily used.
Yeah. But as far as the seating goes, like there's plenty of seats though. That's what I'm saying. Like because it's not bigger events, we haven't really had a seating issue.
Yeah, I mean, you noticed any problems with
Yeah.
the seating space and.
I mean, people will also sit on the deck, people will sit just on some people bring their own chairs.
Okay,
It's probably better to leave it the way it is.
okay.
Or they'll start swimming, start jumping.
I mean, I think if you were gonna add more seating, eventually it would be like around the walking trail,
Yes.
not necessarily right around the pond.
Okay. And you haven't had issues with swimming people jumping in the pond? I mean, is that?
This
That's
Mark,
right.
this Mark wants to get in.
Dogs, I mean, only like that. I've seen
You know, the dogs want to get in.
kids will go wait and never know.
Okay, I just wondered if you had any issues kind of evolve out of having fun. Okay.
Yeah, I see them swimming
Some footprints every now and again.
on the ice.
Yeah, the overflow party in the park.
Any other topics or things to consider at the park or other, you've got butterfly, garden, and just golf? Possibly pickleball, but that would maybe be looked over too. And more trails. So that's pretty much as far as discussion for that part of this.
Can we add landscaping to it? Or,
What's that? Landscape.
Yeah, the landscape.
Yeah.
not necessarily landscaping, but like drainage.
A giant weeping willow.
Stick a branch in there, and I had one branch.
That's what I had there too.
So landscaping and drainage. How do you do it?
So come down.
Mold.
Okay. There again, I'll assemble what we've discussed, and I'd like to move on to Hancock Park, just so I'm not taking up too much of your time. And I think what you said about at Hancock, considering that as a sensory, possibly doing some sensory park amenities would be, that would, does seem like more of
I
an
thought it would be
ideal
nice,
setting.
but again, that was just me
Mhm.
thinking in my brain, all the things.
It is a quieter park, I think, generally, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that would be a good.
There's several kids down there, but yeah.
That'd be a good list. And if it draws people into the parks and the Waterloo, with camp or anything, so.
Yeah.
And I don't think they use that big grass area for much of anything. So that, there's plenty of room for it.
Taking their socks off. Roll a lot of socks out there.
You find a lot of stuff.
Well, it's good. That means they're grounding themselves,
They're
you know?
grounding, yeah, exactly.
The grass feels good.
Getting back to nature.
I can't find that in here.
Is that water spigot, is that something that is locked or is that open? Okay. I didn't know if a drinking fountain was, if anybody's complained about that, or I know there's that the picnic table out there. And with the only two things I saw that was on our action items was the roof on slides and to add grills. Was that?
We did a roof on
The
the wall.
roof's on there.
Yeah, okay, so that one's done.
Did we never add a grill? I thought we had a grill.
Yes, we never had a roof.
That's what I thought.
Never did.
There's no grill out there. Is that something that is being considered or?
Seems like it should be. I mean, you got a place to sit.
Yeah, they've got a-
Place to cook.
Yeah,
I thought you guys were gonna have a grill, yeah, because I thought there was one at the barn down there, and you guys had sitting around there too.
That one rusted off. Great time. Quite sent them.
So we'd have to buy it, we need to just buy it.
Okay, so grills will be
That would be
likely added then. Anything else that needs upgraded? I mean, the play equipment, I know one thing I remember with our evaluation was there was a handicap swing, but there was no firm and stable route to it. And I don't know if that's been discussed at
I
all.
think that's the wood frame that they were talking about.
Of the wood frame.
Yeah, there's like a swing set that was out there that had, and it had like a handicap swing, but there was no firm and stable route or surface.
Yeah, we don't.
Unless they took down that swing, I don't know. That was one of the places I was gonna check too.
It's still there, the only thing that's missing off of it's the harness.
Okay,
Well, I think they were concerned with it was that when they would swing in it, it was the frame of the swing was, they were concerned with it or something. It was-
Is it a single swing?
Now, there's one kept there. Well, there's
No,
two
that's on the big one that we took from over here. But then there was a little kid's swing.
Yeah, that was over by the,
Yeah,
not where the slot.
I'll have to stop out there and see. That can be reinforced.
okay, so upgrade current swings. Okay, if there's, any other thoughts for Hancock that we need to cover? There's,
Probably needs to be resealed too, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
that one anchor is here. 5 years before.
Yeah, probably needs power pressure wash and reseal.
I was gonna ask, cause I just see on here that Pancup Park says exercise equipment. If we're gonna do trails down at the quiet park, I don't know, have you guys seen those
Yes.
exercise
I never
things?
thought about it, but you're right.
Could we put something like that down at Veterans Park?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like those, it's like those glide things
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, that
down
I
there.
use them when I'm on pass, so yeah, I hadn't maybe thought about that out there, but that would be nice.
and that's at Veterans.
Just a few
Yeah.
scattered, maybe 3 at the most. Just some different things.
Okay.
Hadn't even thought of that, good idea. They can't really damage the ones that I have ever used at
You
parks.
can't really,
There's no way you can vandalize them.
it's gonna bust, if you're not careful, it cracks your shins pretty good, but
It's really heavy duty, I can't imagine.
no, just,
But, you know, they're very creative and modern.
Well, the last page I have here was, your community events and programming, because I know that the strategic plan talked about venues, different things to bring more community, activities. And so I've listed, so what are your most popular events right now in town that you?
I think that everything that's on that list that you have right here, our events list, are all, I mean, pretty popular. I mean, it's never like we don't get 0 attendance at one
Mhm.
thing. We don't necessarily do the yarn bombing.
Okay, I wondered if that was an old.
Yeah,
That's,
I used to do that, then I found through all that.
Yeah.
okay. So that one is no longer. I know there were historical society events, parades. Do you still do parades here? Do you have
at our summer festival. we
the
do
summer
parades.
festival?
Mhm.
Okay.
And we're trying to incorporate a blue light parade for first responders on the Friday evening of that
Oh,
event as well.
A blue light festival
Parade.
parade.
Yep. So, you know, like volunteers put blue lights on their car to come in to respond to a call. It's just a way for them to show off their lights.
Okay.
Yep.
We can do that.
Yeah, okay.
No. Never said no.
And you hold a Memorial Day event at Veterans, so that's a new activity.
Yep, they do Memorial Day and Labor Day, Veterans Day. I couldn't remember which day.
And you do a cornhole tournament is that done at your summer, when is?
Yep, they do cornhole tournament at the summer festival, but we do have the boards available for rental.
It's never been advertised, the rental of the cornhole boards has never been advertised real well. We kind of got hung up on how to handle the deposit of it, because that's something that you could just walk away with. So I think what we talked about in the past was like a higher deposit, they wouldn't have to wait to get it back, they would just get it back. You know, like, we wouldn't cash the check, we would just hand it back to them to prevent them from that. But after that, it never really got advertised as being available.
Again, we can do like they do in Florida and have the little thingy on the door. Bloop. Like it's like a wireless, you
Yeah.
like do your deposit and then the thing opens, you take your stuff out and then it shuts, and then to get your deposit back, bloop, put it back in there, and then
Huh. Well, that's neat,
That's a good idea, we
that
should
is a
look
good
at,
idea.
I see, and I never would have thought, but we were thinking like, oh, they're gonna have to come to town hall on a Friday, and they're gonna have to pick it up, and then.
Well,
take it
the
with them,
reason
if
that
there's
all that
something
came up
there.
was because you don't have enough people to volunteer to do those things, and you
Mhm.
can't afford to pay somebody to stay there all the time, hoping somebody gets.
Yeah.
So they do that for like their laundry mats, so that way people don't go in and tear them up. You have like a thing that you sign up for and you scan it to get in, and then you pay for whatever, and so they do that a lot. It's becoming more and more of a thing, and
Okay.
it deters vandalism and actually
Yeah.
getting your items back.
Yeah.
Because now they have your
It's costly
information.
replacing all of that equipment.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have the Memorial Day event, we have a Veterans Day event as well.
So everything on here is current and the yarn except for the yarn bombing. And-
I don't know about the Historical Society events. I know that that's more of a Greg question and he's not here.
Okay, they're more sporadic,
Yeah,
that's kind of like on an, I would say that's a less popular event.
and it's more of a private,
Yeah, I mean, people will come to them, but you kind of have to
They're
be
not
interested in
scheduled.
the topic. Like the last historical event the town had was at the cemetery, and they did a cemetery walk, and
That was cool though, I went to that.
Jan went to.
I actually did it, it was very amazing how some of those
Mhm.
were. I learned stuff.
And before that, the last historical event was at the library when they put that marker out, and it was about an author from outside of Waterloo. So they're more niche. So like you kind of have to be into that topic.
Yeah,
to
but
wanna
it's
come.
meeting a need for your demographics, so,
Mhm.
yeah, even though it's not well attended, doesn't mean it's not useful.
We do not do the farmer's market.
Oh,
Never forget that.
okay, maybe that was just talked about, and never really followed, okay.
They tried,
Yeah, they did. try.
they had it for a little bit.
Just didn't get enough members.
Okay,
The redevelopment talked last year about bringing it back and doing it downtown. One of the biggest complaints we had about the farmer's market was the location. When we did it in the parking lot, things couldn't be staked down, so tents were blowing away, that was an issue. So they moved it over to Eagle Park, but then people had to like park and literally like unload, because there wasn't like back-end loading.
yeah,
Now that they did the downtown block, because redevelopment's the one who kind of headed up the farmer's market, I don't really know why. But they talked about moving it back downtown, because there's that angled parking where you can just back in, kind of like they did in Auburn. Or even getting some of those little huts to put up. They did let me put my corn stand downtown last year to help try to revive a farmer's market.
mhm,
I sold some sweet corn, that's about it. That is something that, you know, redevelopment's talked about, but
yeah,
whether it'll continue or not. Dining, and then the Heinz Farm. Yeah, she was one of the original members of the farmer's market, And she said if we were to revive it, she would be involved in bringing it back.
Just kind of finding the location.
The location was the biggest thing that was,
All right, well, we will take it off for now, but it may reopen. Or just mention that it's inactive right now, maybe I'll put it that way.
And a lot of the concerts are tied in with the summer festival and Christmas stuff. So concerts are.
Now, the last plan, we talked about your movie night at the park, but it kind of, was it mosquitoes? People were just, there were so many issues that never really happened?
No,
Okay. Is that something we should take off if it's just not a,
I would, because I don't know. It's been a whole debate just because the trains and the noise and
yeah.
but I mean, I guess we're gonna do it this,
I think that was a big problem too. We're gonna do it on the Friday of the festival.
they're gonna try it.
We're gonna try it. The girl who's heading it up is doing like a cars themed. So she's gonna look for boxes for kids to decorate as cars. They're gonna play cars. They're gonna have popcorn. It's gonna be a real good time.
I'm gonna be tow mater.
But part of the problem we've had the last couple years trying to do it is the person who was heading it up never followed through with doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it would get advertised and then people would show up and then they'd be like, oh, my sound doesn't work. Sorry, kids, go home. And then we had a bunch of disappointing kids. So we were kind of like, we're not going to disappoint kids anymore. We're either doing it or not.
Okay.
So somebody else is heading it up this year. So we'll see how it goes. And if it is successful, that's something that we could. I don't know how often. Maybe it would just be the Friday before the festival.
Okay, just kind of the event, so, you know,
The other part is getting people to volunteer to do these things.
Yep.
You know, because the same people can't be doing all of these events.
Yeah.
We'll get burned
they
out.
get rid of it. I understand. Okay, well,
And that's part of why we're trying this volunteer expo this year to see if that's something that actually works. If it does, then we'll continue to do it every year.
and that's another thing I always do on every survey is give the option for people that are interested in volunteering and kind of have a volunteer question so you can get information of people that are currently interested in being a volunteer. And then I give you the list that comes out of the survey for that. So I always found that was a good thing to have in those. The last thing I wanted to really talk about, well, the last couple of things, the splash pads kind of something you really don't want included. They can enter it in as an other, but you really don't want the splash pad to be kind of the focus of a lot of the questioning for the student. And I'll give you. So.
Auburn is getting ready to put in a big splash pad, I guess, so.
Okay, so we'll try to tone down or take that as off, but if they want to fill it in, they can still do that, but, you know, write in other options, but we will not have that as one of the options of their desired amenity. And the baseball, softball, since you've kind of lost it, is that something we should still ask about, but do you have any land or?
Yeah, I don't know where we put it. Where do we have open land to do that?
Well, New Hope said something about having an area around back where their community garden was, because they're not gonna do their community garden anymore. There's other property that are bigger lots that people are now wanting to sell, if that's something that you guys would be, that's just on the outskirts of town. But we're the only town around that doesn't have its own league. But again, it's getting people involved.
Does Corona still have one? Did we decide on Corona somewhere? Because they're small, I'm thinking.
I mean, they don't have a field that's not operable, but they might have a league.
I wondered if.
They have a field south of Auburn, or south of Corona.
fields, but it's not maintained.
No, it's further south, across from the cow farm, right on 327. At least they
I think it's
did.
back to grass now.
Is it?
I think the fence is tore down, probably
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
down. The
I'll say
dugout
they
is still
did.
there.
I haven't been out there, but
Yeah, I haven't done that. I was just thinking of the smaller communities that they even have at all anymore.
Ashley Hudson does,
They-
Butler does.
I think the big challenge would be
Garrett.
finding somebody to lead the league and manage the league and, I mean, we can build it, but will they farm?
Yeah, that's.
Mhm.
And will they maintain?
Yep.
The
I
program.
mean, I think that, I mean, we can ask if there's interest, but I think we would also need to have interest in somebody starting a league.
Truly heading it up and organizing it.
I know
So
that
that's
they're-
about starting up a league in Waterloo and developing a baseball, a softball field if possible. Or, you know,
I mean, if the town provided, set it up, provided it, blah, 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 then.
Cause I know the one in Jackson Township and Ashley, they're both nonprofits, like
Yeah.
they're their own.
So's Butler.
yeah.
I don't know, I just know the two girls that run those.
Yep.
and They put their lives into that.
I know, but it's very time intensive. Yeah, and that's
Way
what,
more than you think.
Well, and a lot of, it kind of died off for a while, but adult softball's becoming a real thing
Mhm.
again, so.
Okay, so I
You
think
can always
that,
ask, doesn't mean we'll ever be able to pull it off, but you can always be asked.
okay, well, we'll talk about that, and, I just had a couple of things I wanted to ask you, and vandalism, is that, that was mentioned at the one, is that still a consistent issue for parks?
Because you guys are the ones that talk about them at meetings.
So vandalism is a continuing,
Randomly, yeah.
a random issue, okay.
Seems like it comes in spurts.
In the
I
summer.
don't know if they're starting probation, if they're locked up right now. I have to check.
And has the police force, I know, do you have sufficient police staff in
No.
town? And
We
So,
have- We have 6 officers, one's at the accountant.
That's still not
We
a,
could use a 7th officer.
that's still not enough.
okay,
That'd be fine.
And we have some
We usually have
reserves.
7.
We have some reserves, but again, they're reserves, so.
Reserves and they're equivalent.
Okay. As far as your programming, and you kind of got a little feel, your parks and your programs, do you feel that you're adequately staffed or understaffed? As is,
Programs
Understaffed.
for sure.
okay.
You said the parks are understaffed? That was that question.
Part of programming, you know,
Oh.
just programming like even what you guys do with Main Street and stuff. It's- You can
100% more
always,
volunteers.
Okay,
always.
so, all right. Well, this gives us a lot to go with. And, like I said, the next meeting, I'll have some drafts of some surveys and we can kind of go over what's
Yes,
there
sir.
and feel is a go or a no-go, so.
You have to spell them.
All right. Did you have any questions for me about
Sure.
anything, or?
I don't
Yes,
know.
I'm sure. We talked about that yesterday.
I told them I always speak before they came. so you don't have to-
That's right.
Makes sense.
That's good.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. I went a little over, sorry.
Oh, you're
I was
fine.
looking at the clock. So appreciate your time, but we got a lot of information covered today, so I appreciate it. And we'll see you in a month then and
Mhm.
have some things put together for you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
The only other thing that I kind of wanted to go over is finalizing things for the Memorial Day service. Oh, so sorry. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Of course.
What needs to be done, who's doing what.
Sam was doing the prayer. Or talking, he's talking. You can do a prayer too if you want to just keep it at one person. Yeah, you okay with that?
So he's doing the speech.
The prayer and the speech.
I'll meet you
You're outside.
Brittany is singing.
Only if Brittany has to.
And the praise team. Did you get out, boys?
Katie, she sang one year.
Huh?
What about Katie, did she do it? She did it one year.
Katie.
Awesome.
I can ask her.
Who wants to ask her? I mean, I don't talk to her enough to know.
I feel like the sister-in-law should ask her.
Okay, so if you don't want to sing, you get Katie, otherwise one of you are singing.
Is that the anthem?
Yeah, sure.
Have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Sister-in-law.
Yeah. She's not smiling, but the thought's nice. Boy Scouts?
They said they would do it.
Okay.
I'll stop and talk to him when I go back that way. He's working on Douglas.
Are you gonna ask him about the
Not interested.
affirmative? Got it.
He's supposed to send me today. He told me his name. He's semi-retired, which he would be interested in.
Okay.
But he didn't get, this is not part
Oh,
of
someone
it.
else, okay. What else do we have?
Renee's doing coffee.
Renee's doing coffee?
Yes, I will bring my coffees. We have 185 coffee cups.
No, that's funny.
No, that's just regular 4-ounce cups. Apparently we have
4 ounce cups.
Yeah, she didn't write down how many coffee cups. I came ill prepared for the.
But you're gonna bring the sugar and sweetener.
Yes, we got the
and all
sugar and
that,
sweetener.
and whatever, okay.
She just gave me the stuff for the park.
I'll get milk and juice. No, wait, I'm coming home Sunday, I can go to the store Sunday, okay. I'll do milk and juice. We have napkins, probably, and all that stuff too. Donuts, anybody? Cookies? John? How many did you eat? You know, and how many did we have last year? Because it seems like we had too many,
And 4 dozen, not too many.
and we took sent home.
You gotta break it down.
This is 2 dozen.
I'll bring it down.
John and Al, the one that, one doesn't.
Bring some cookies too.
You're gonna bring cookies too?
Yeah, I'll go to Sam's Club.
I was gonna say Costco, but you Sam's Club.
Yeah, I'll go to Sam's. All the time.
What else do we want? That's it. We don't have fruit, we just have coffee. Okay.
What all do I need down there? What do I need to bring down there so I'm not running around like a crazy lady?
We all
You
need,
need a microphone.
yeah,
Sound
microphone,
system.
where did, what system did that, get? Who has that system, or where is
It's at town hall.
Oh, it is town, okay. So Brittany is in charge. I'm where?
And we had that 4 tables.
Yeah, we didn't put as many up last.
I think there was 4 like audience tables and 1 for the food.
So, so somebody has to get those.
And then 6 chairs per table.
Used to do 2 tables. One we had the drinks.
Oh, we do, don't we do 2? No, or do, no, just.
But if we're doing less.
We're
But if
gonna,
you're doing less, I think 1 would be.
because we really, but, you know, a lot of people are out of town on Monday, Memorial Day anyway, so.
Do I need to bring those flags?
The flags from the town hall.
Do I have a wreath that I need to get again?
That would be good. We usually get a wreath.
And it comes with a stand.
Yes, they come with stands either from the sprinkling can or from Baker's in Kendallville. Gallup Baker's in Kendallville does a real good job.
Yeah, is that everything?
What time is it gonna be?
10 o'clock.
10:30.
No, I mean.
Oh, that's at
10
10. It
o'clock.
starts at 10.
So set up at 9:30, do you want to, 9 we were, well, that was Veterans Day, we were freezing. I don't remember what Memorial Day is. What time do you think you'll be doing tables? So just let us know so we can be there to help.
I'll probably start getting stuff around 9, so that way we're not scrambling right at 10 o'clock to finish setting stuff up,
Okay,
so.
9 a.m. set up.
You'll probably have to pick up the wreath on Saturday. And store it in the water barn, not in the barn, in the room that's cold.
Friday. Or no, sorry. Oh, no,
Okay.
I don't remember last year, they let me pick it up the morning of.
On
That was
Saturday.
Veterans Day. I think Baker's is closed on Memorial Day.
Then where you going?
Cause that one I've always had to go get on Saturday. I think the sprinkling can, we had to get it on Friday.
I think I took the leaders down.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
Anybody got anything else?
No, but Brittany wants you to talk to them about enclosing the pavilion, if you guys get a cost for me to take the Main Street. You're planning on helping with that?
Yeah, so real quick,
Oh, yeah, you want
um,
to do the new thing?
so it's a system that actually, so it's like a vinyl screen that rolls down, kind of rolls down. And then what it does is, so you mount it at the top, and then the sides and the bottom have like the Velcro chamber kind of system. And then it also has like an eyelet that the tarp goes through, and then it turns and kind of locks it into place. So that way, even if it does get windy, it doesn't pull off from the Velcro.
Is it clear or is it?
It's clear.
Clear, so it's.
I don't have a price on it yet. I don't even remember what I was doing. It came across my feed on something, and I was like, that would be awesome.
Is
for
that
the
something
pavilion.
that then you would leave it just always rolled up there? I mean, could you always leave it there and it'd be okay? Versus having, you guys, because you're the ones that do it, usually, take it up and down. It would be something you could roll up and leave up there.
Mhm.
And then clean out bird crap when it rolls down eventually, because it probably would happen.
Well, if it's tucked up under the awning, you shouldn't,
Enough on the edge so that the birds wouldn't get it.
Right. they shouldn't be able to get to it.
Okay.
And then it would give it enough to where it would be,
I mean, it'd be nice to look over there now and not see the wood closing it in, the boxing it in. I mean, I agree with that.
try. I don't know, like if you want to still like do entryway, like doors, you know what I mean? Something that could be propped open. I could look in to see what that would look like. But I just saw those screens and I thought, man, that would be super nice if you wanted to do the half wall and then have that come down, like put a half wall.
Half wall of wood.
Britt, is it like a whole system, like a half wall and that, or we would put our own half wall?
We would put our own half wall. So whether we would want to have it a wooden wall or have brick, right? So it's more
And then
permanent.
it's-
And then that would go from the top down and meet that half wall. And then you could still have it open in the summer for events.
Good
That
idea.
might be nice, because even if you had those down now with the half wall, it would still be a nice, versus boxing it in with wood
Yeah.
all the way.
And you don't have to put all the sides down. So like when I had my wedding over there, I had the food on the west end, right? If you wanted to have like tables set up on that west end, you just drop the curtains on that side to keep the wind from blowing your stuff everywhere and have the rest of it open, you
And
know.
a half wall of wood is gonna keep out a lot of it.
Well, you could do wood, or we can look into like brick, stone, because that's going to be wood over time is going to break down. It's going to need painted. It's going to need more maintenance.
Brick could be expensive for all
It just
those
depends.
functions.
So
Well, not counting those thorns, wasn't the original like $4,000 and some change?
yeah,
For wood,
Yeah, that was
The whole way.
That was all of it.
Everything.
But we have that money in the community foundation that we could use.
Check into
Main
that.
Street,
That sounds like a good idea.
Main
If you
Street.
want it to look
Yeah,
at
and we
it,
can
it's
put the
really
bottom
nice
this
now.
year and how, John, do you remember how much it was just for the bottom?
So we
I
know
have
how
that
to
in the
It's
office somewhere.
separated.
Cause I know, I think it was like 6,000 for the whole thing.
So the second quote, it is going up for it.
Yeah,
But we have the $10,810 in the community foundation that we could,
which fund is that in though?
that's,
Cause that's probably specifically for veterans park.
well, there's another, that doesn't say Veterans Park. This one doesn't.
Have you,
Have some
and Al
donuts.
brought up a good thing, have you had anybody who's ever rented it said how they'd like it enclosed, or if they'd like it?
For my
enclosed?
wedding, I put all those tarps up. You guys would not
Every
have,
event that we ever had.
you would not have believed what it looked like by the time I got done.
It was really
And
pretty on the inside.
it didn't look like the
I
same
was
place.
just asking Al because he has his family in there.
Yeah.
What would he like to see, because he doesn't actually rent it?
I think we could rent it out a lot more, earlier and later with the event of making sure they don't get into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Before the water's on.
They wouldn't have to worry about the weather.
Yes.
More than anything. And if you have a rainy day, that plastic would be,
Yeah.
there's gotta be enough air floating around that you wouldn't be claustrophobic in that area. so.
And I had the fireplace going in there in my wedding and we had food in
Really
there.
nice.
It was,
I mean, there's times at the tree lighting in the winter that even with the fireplace on and just those tarps, it's still freezing in there.
Yeah.
Veterans
We didn't
Park,
drink before dark was over.
Veterans Park Fund has $2,782.60. The other fund for the parks, for the community foundation, doesn't have any specifics to it, just says Town of Waterloo, is $10,810.93.
Who's that community?
That seems to be backwards.
Minus 25.
This is just what I got.
Pay for sidewalks.
What was the
Sidewalks were gonna be paid out of not this.
other? Community is 10-8. What was the other one?
So the community, these are both community foundation.
Oh, the both.
The one that's just says Town of Waterloo says $10,810.93. Veterans Park Fund says $2,782.60.
And they're both the community.
I'd be interested to know what kind of warranty that screen has, how many years.
I'll look into it. Like I said, I'll have to find it again, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I need to tell them because that would be super neat if we had brick around the bottom and give it some of the aesthetics that it's currently got, with the fireplace, and then have that system that would, you could roll up, put
It's
down.
clear,
It's
right?
clear.
Relatively clear, so you would have the.
I like that, you'll be able to have the sunlight in there then. I think that'd be better than the wood shutters coming down.
Yeah, it is.
But I do like the idea of enclosing the bottom. So yeah, if we can get prices for enclosing the bottom this summer, Main Street that's our goal for 2020.
I guess, would you rather have it wood or would you rather have it masoned?
I guess it'd be a cost.
A cost, find out what it would be.
Of course, I put brick and stuff up, but I'm not that good at it. Now, the wood, I can install all that.
So the contractor that I was talking to yesterday, actually that's down at the sewer plant, has a bunch of red block that he had from another project, and they didn't want red block, so he still has all this red block that he's looking to get rid of. I can ask him.
Whether it'd be enough to do all that, oh, that's a ton of block.
He was gonna
It's a
use
ton
it
of
to,
bricks.
he was gonna use it to build a building,
So he has a
so
lot.
Are they blocks or bricks?
they're blocks. They're like the building,
Standard block.
yeah. So I mean, I can ask him.
Not
if-
those little bricks.
No, they're like the building, like
the
blocks.
1816.
Oh,
What about faux stone?
Yeah.
Frame it up, nail the faux stone on your gun, that stuff lasts longer than the wood would.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just thinking like,
Cheaper than brick or block. right?
yeah, I was just thinking like of easier maintenance, whatever we
And you
could
would
come up
seal
with.
it right, like off the edges, sort of idea or something.
What did you say, Mark?
Faux, fake.
But fake, not real.
Oh, but that's not very thick.
It's not as thick.
It's not part of,
not thick, it's.
part of candle, right?
Kind of.
But it's not plastic.
That's longer than wood would.
Well,
Yeah.
how would it be for kicking? Yeah, could you kick through it?
Well, it's good, you can pop it.
Well, you know, if they climb the fence more and they think, oh, let's see if we can kick these in.
Every day.
Unfortunately, for my mind.
So hopefully it would be in there, it'd be a group of people in there.
Absolutely, not during the night when there's works climbing the fence. Yep.
She's remembering her childhood, what she used to do.
No, I just know what happens in town. It's just a fact.
Okay, I will get some prices and
Okay. See you at Memorial Day. Come on.
Jan, do you happen to tally and keep all the numbers from once in the park last year?
I gave it, when I counted all the money and and then we had donations, so the money didn't always match. I think that's what I was thinking, maybe this doesn't even match what we
How
have.
many meals we did, so just so I know how many